Will admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right?
He said, you know Will raped me. You know Diddy made me suck his penis. You know what's going on. You know Charlie made me suck. Well, I'm going to give you a chapter from the book since I owed you something.
Okay.
In the book, in one of the chapters, it talk about mentorship. So I grabbed my husband. I said, listen, I don't know. I didn't know what happened. Nothing. I was just asked to come.
Is this true?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna let you about to see if it's true from the paperwork. Oh, we telling something that got paperwork involved.
You know, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, you know. Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice.
A lot of stuff is about to come out about Will, Jada, and Charlie Mack. It is gonna be unbelievable.
They're both bisexual. They do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere Gray, left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
It's no secret in Hollywood that Jada hates me because I have a strong relationship with Will, and I do my own thing.
Why don't she hate Dwayne?
I can't answer that question.
Why don't she hate Dwayne Martin?
Well, she's gonna love anybody that treats her like she's a god, right? When you're a narcissist and a sociopath like she is, and I'll get into that.
You know, but when you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never gonna be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and picked out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
Say what? Not Will Smith again? His former friend and ex-assistant, Brother Bilal, is back stirring chaos, this time claiming Will forced actor Bryshere Gray into being intimate with him. That's wild. Bilal says this is the real reason Bryshere is now seen doing adult scenes with other men, like his whole image flipped overnight, and it doesn't stop there. Bilal insists that once Will was done with Bryshere, he dropped him like trash, and even blacklisted him from the industry. Can you believe that? But the real storm hit when Bilal started talking. According to him, the moment he spilled the first bit of tea, Jada lost it and allegedly threatened him big time. He even says the drama is so deep that he and Jada are now facing each other in court, and the evidence coming out of that courtroom is straight up shocking.
I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne and having anal sex with Will.
Let me process that for a second.
There was a couch, and Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up, showing him murder, like murder. It was murder in there.
Now here's where it gets even messier. Bilal first started dragging Will on Tasha K's show, and that interview was wild from start to finish. The tension was real. He went all in, claiming Will wasn't the man people think he is. Bilal described a scene he says he saw with his own eyes. Will and actor Dwayne Martin getting way too close in Dwayne's dressing room. According to Bilal, Will was bent over the couch while Dwayne was behind him, making it sound like a moment that no one ever expected to hear about. The way Bilal painted that picture, whoa, it had social media in total chaos. The moment Bilal started talking, people couldn't believe their ears. The interview spread online like wildfire. Everyone was talking about it non-stop. Within just 9 hours of that video going up, Jada reportedly lost it and came for Bilal hard. She threatened him with a lawsuit, trying to shut him down fast. Not only that, she accused him of trying to extort her and Will before dropping all this drama, but that move only made things 10 times worse.
Before we put out the interview, all we put out was a clip that went ultra viral. Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody in the world got this clip. It was trending for days on Twitter. Okay? Before the interview comes out, what shocked me is Jada is doing her book promotional for Worthy.
Yes.
She goes to the Breakfast Club and she sits down and they ask her about you, but they can't not ask. Like, it's so huge.
Right.
And to my surprise, she answers.
It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a money shakedown that didn't work. We're gonna take legal action.
The reason Will responded, the reason why Jada responded, because they know it's true. Will's never responded. And they responded in less than 9 hours.
They did. That was a fast response.
That was because he know what I saw in that dressing room. He know other things that I saw. She did all this to try to scare me, but I fear no one but Allah. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks, if you don't sue me in 2 weeks, if Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence. Period. You said I extorted you. You said there's a money shakedown. You said a lot of things about me. And you know that the things that you said were untrue. Let's get into a little bit more of it. Jada runs Will. Period. Me and her at war. I'm gonna put Will to the side. Will is to the side. Me and Jada, I will say this because I know you're watching. I know Karen Tense is watching.
Who's Karen Tense?
That is her PR person for years.
Okay.
Right? I know they're watching. Jada, you're a bald head liar and you're a drug addict, right?
Oh, God.
You told the world that you were going to sue me.
Ooh.
As of yet, and you said you're going to do it swift. It's been over 2 weeks. So, Jada, I'm giving you 2 more weeks to sue me. If you don't sue me, this is what's going to happen. All the parties, right? And the men that you hit with dildos, I'm naming names, right? All the salacious stuff that you have done and hurt other people, I'm naming names. You assassinate my character. You say I extort you. Well, extortion is criminal. Like, I would be in jail right now if I tried to extort.
Bilal wasn't backing down, he got mad. Instead of staying quiet, he went right back on Tasha K's show for round 2, and this time, he went off. He called Jada out directly, exposing even more dirt and saying she should go ahead with the lawsuit if she's really not scared of what else he might reveal. He made it sound like he's holding secrets that could shake the entire industry. Now here's where things get even crazier. People actually started believing what Bilal was saying because let's be real, it's not every day someone from inside Will's close circle comes out spilling this kind of tea. It had folks shook. I mean, think about it. How many people would be this bold if a lawsuit was already on the way? Most folks would disappear and stay quiet, but not Bilal. He's out here doubling down like he's got nothing to lose. Instead of backing off, he popped up again on another podcast called Make It Make Sense. And trust me, he had even more fire to drop. This time he went so far as to compare Will to Diddy Jr., basically saying the two move the same way behind the scenes.
Long story short, when I'm in Chicago, this guy's acting erratic. Like, I mean, crazy. He's getting stopped by the cops. There's male prostitutes involved. There's mental illness involved. There's drug use involved. And I'm really trying to see what happened to this guy. And one day he said, you know what happened. You know that Will R-worded me, or however y'all kind of say it on YouTube. You know that Diddy assaulted me, and you know Charlie Mack made me suck his private part, right? And I'm like, whoa, this was a full admittance. And he's going, and I'm like, I didn't know anything. He's in the corner, balled up, snot, so much sweating and pain that blood is coming from his nose, right? And this is me and him in a conversation. And he was like, please don't tell him, right? Will admitted to me that he had sex with Bryshere Gray, but it was consensual, right? So I'm like, okay, so now it's starting to make sense, because I would have never believed that the way this guy's acting, something had to happen. So now, Will told me, and this is going to be in paperwork and everything, right? So when Will told me that he did have sexual intercourse with Bryshere, he said Bryshere did ask him to stop. Will said he finished, completed the act, then stopped. Right then and there, when a person say stop, that means stop. Period. Period. So I do believe that Will Smith assaulted Bryshere Gray. Charlie Mack and Will gets a lawyer for Bryshere, and they try to get me under NDA. I tell Will, I'm not signing, I don't even have an NDA with you. How am I getting an NDA with him? You understand what I'm saying? So I hire a lawyer, right? Mm-hmm. When I hire the lawyer, he comes back and say, listen, this is the best I can do. He said, I'm going to have y'all do a mutual NDA, meaning that Bryshere can't tell people that you know that Will and Diddy actually assaulted him. And I want to say the R word, but I know we're on YouTube. Then you can't say nothing about him. So I said, okay, well, as long as he stopped telling people that I know what Will and Diddy did to him. You understand what I'm saying? Period. That was the problem. So there's legal paperwork, and it's all going to be, and you got to follow this case. All that's coming out in court.
According to Bilal, Will allegedly pulls in younger men with promises of mentorship and big opportunities in Hollywood. But once they're in too deep, things start getting weird. He claims these men end up in situations they never expected and their careers go nowhere afterward. Bilal went even further, saying that when Will's done with them, he either passes them off to powerful people in the industry or finds ways to silence them completely. The wildest part, Bilal swears that Will actually admitted to him about one of these alleged incidents involving Bryshere, and he claims there's paperwork to back it up. The kind of receipts he's hinting at could blow everything, and since we're already talking about Will and those so-called mentorships, let's get into Bryshere Gray's story, because rumors about what happened to him have been floating around for years.
He's with my man Charlie Mack, so Charlie was with me every step of the way. First out the limo, so Charlie has been with me, 30 years coming up in the business. So, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love. And all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice. I got my first acting role, Empire, and it's changing my life. And it's like, I'm listening from the greatest, and it's like making me well prepared.
People online have long whispered that both Will and Diddy allegedly pulled the same moves with Bryshere, using the promise of mentorship to reel him in. The streets have been talking about this one for a long time. But here's the part that made everyone's jaw drop, where it is Bryshere's own mom, Andrea, was supposedly involved too. According to Bilal's claims, Bryshere's former manager back in his Empire days, Charlie Mack, allegedly got Andrea's approval to hand Bryshere over to Will and Diddy for career guidance. On paper, it sounded perfect. Two Hollywood powerhouses helping a young actor and musician rise to the top. Who wouldn't think that was a dream opportunity?
Bryshere Gray, one of the stars of the hit show Empire. Tonight we're seeing hours of new video from his July arrest that ended with his wife flagging down police and telling them the actor had assaulted her for hours inside their Goodyear home. The bizarre jailhouse interview lasting for 2 hours as they try to piece together a chaotic chain of events.
Back then, Bryshere really believed this was his big break. From his old interviews, you could see the excitement in his eyes. He truly thought Will and Diddy were going to launch his career to the next level. But according to these claims, things took a dark turn instead. After the so-called mentorship ended, Bryshere's life reportedly spiraled out of control. He was said to have fallen deep into substance use and even started appearing in adult content for small amounts of cash online. If someone had told the young, hopeful Bryshere that this was how things would end up, he probably would have laughed it off in disbelief. So get this.
Yeah, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'm gonna kick you in your pussy and then I'm gonna go to work North Philly style. I'll kill. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell. I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life, and what you had to do with it. You can see that bitch came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago safe, to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a drug dealer's whore. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay.
According to Jaguar Wright, the last thing Will supposedly did with Bryshere was offer him mentorship. But after that so-called guidance ended, Bryshere's life seemed to completely fall apart. Things went downhill fast. Not long after that, in 2022, Bryshere got arrested for aggravated assault after allegedly attacking a woman he was seeing at the time. It was a shocking moment for fans who remembered him as the rising star from Empire, but here's the thing, it wasn't even his first run-in with the law. Back in 2020, his name made headlines again when his wife was reportedly rescued by a stranger at a nearby gas station after she ran there begging for help. That's when people realized he was even married, because no one had a clue until that situation hit the news. She told police that Bryshere had strangled her during an argument, and when officers arrived at his home, he refused to come outside. It got so serious that the SWAT team had to get involved, spending hours trying to talk him out of the house. Eventually, he surrendered, but when his mugshots hit the internet, fans were stunned. He looked completely different, like life had taken everything out of him. It was clear that something had gone terribly wrong since his so-called mentorship days with Will. And just when everyone thought the drama couldn't get any crazier, Jaguar Wright jumped back into the mix with even more jaw-dropping claims.
They trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the Flavor Camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up wrong, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a filly whore. You're a big old and they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Bilal and I asked Bilal to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Nobody care about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
She said she had the inside scoop on what Will and Diddy allegedly put Bryshere through, and the details she dropped had people's heads spinning.
Them down because he was like, Charlie Mack is not going to be able to be there. because him and Charlie had something else going on. Our rob in Chicago for Empire, it's a damn mess. It's no other way to put it. This dude is going crazy.
According to Jaguar, the only reason Bryshere's former manager, Charlie Mack, was even able to hand him over was because his mom, Andrea Mayberry, was supposedly part of the deal too. That revelation had fans losing it online, but that's not all. Jaguar claimed that after Cassie filed her lawsuit, Bryshere started talking with lawyers too, planning to take legal action against Will and Diddy. However, according to her, he was allegedly threatened and forced to back out because he feared for his life. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood thriller. And then Jaguar dropped the biggest bomb of all. She claimed there's a secret tape out there featuring Justin Bieber, Will, Jaden, Diddy, and Bryshere in a wild situation, and she says she's one of the very few people who's actually seen it.
Knew that your husband was doing things to boys and did stuff to your son, and you ain't do shit about it. Bilal told me everything.
Their good friend who
Bilal told me, Jada. He told me that you knew Will was f***ing your child. Yes, he did. Wonder why he left that out of his Tasha K interview.
Yeah, in that interview, he said a lot. He said a lot.
He said everything but the thing that was important. That he know that Will Smith, Jaden, he raped Bryshere and he raped Meek Mills.
That statement alone had the internet in total chaos, with everyone wondering what's real and what's just rumor. So about that lawsuit Jaguar mentioned, people think she's talking about the massive $50 million case that was allegedly being prepared against both Diddy and Will. Reports claim Bryshere was the one working on it before everything got quiet. The story first popped up through a blind item that hinted at a male victim getting ready to step forward against a powerful A-list mogul, and it specifically named Sean Diddy Combs. The message also suggested he wouldn't be the last man to come out with accusations like this. That alone had everyone on edge. And remember when Bilal said he had actual receipts about what went down between Will and Bryshere? He wasn't joking. Bilal claims that Bryshere personally told him that Will allegedly assaulted him, and that Diddy was also involved, even forcing him into inappropriate acts. The things Bilal described were disturbing, and if true, they paint a very dark picture of what was really happening behind the scenes in Hollywood. But it doesn't stop there.
No secret in Hollywood that Jada hates me because I have a strong relationship with Will, and I do my own thing.
Why don't she hate Dwayne?
I can't answer that question.
Why don't she hate Dwayne Martin?
Well, she's gonna love anybody that treats her like she's a god, right? When you're a narcissist and a sociopath like she is, and I'll get into that, you want to be worshipped.
For a while now, people online have been whispering about how Will supposedly has this strange need to control everything, including his kids. Jaguar even added to that, claiming that Jaden allegedly moved out of Will's house when he was just 15 because he couldn't take it anymore. She said all this information came straight from Bilal himself, who's been dropping these claims like grenades. The whole situation sounds like one giant Hollywood nightmare, and guess what? Bilal went right back on Tasha K's show again, but this time he had his sights set on Jada. He didn't hold back one bit. He called her a raging sociopath and went all in, accusing her of standing by and letting Will do whatever he wanted without ever trying to stop him. The energy in that interview was intense. He was clearly done playing nice. Not long after that explosive appearance, Bilal took things to the next level by filing a $3 million lawsuit against Jada. In the legal documents, he accused her of threatening his life after he refused to stay quiet. He claims that back in September 2021, Jada allegedly confronted him in the lobby of the Regency Calabasas Commons, telling him straight up that if he kept talking about her personal business, he'd end up missing or catch a bullet. That's wild. According to Bilal, she even demanded that he sign a non-disclosure agreement on the spot, and when he refused, she supposedly followed him out to his car, still yelling threats. Things got so bad that he says people from Will and Jada's inner circle started sending him more warnings afterward. Bilal said he was terrified but determined not to be silenced no matter how dangerous it got. People have been losing their minds over all this. Everyone's got something to say. One person online even wrote that Jaguar Wright said some young men would run screaming out of the Smiths' house. Even their own kids won't go over, according to her. That comment alone sent shockwaves through the fandom. Another person added something even heavier, saying the way Bilal described Bryshere, his voice shaking, nose running, begging him not to tell, made it sound like he was absolutely terrified of the people involved. They said it's no wonder Bryshere eventually broke down. He probably felt like he had no one left to trust. That's a heartbreaking image right there. But now I've got to ask you, what do you think about all this? Do you really believe Will did those things to Bryshere Gray? And will Bryshere ever come forward himself to tell the full story once and for all? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next jaw-dropping update. See you in the next one.